Welcome to downtown Reno and the Reno Event Center, and it's football season. Indoor football season, that is, here in downtown Reno. I'm Dan Gustin, along with my broadcast partner, JoJo Townsell. And JoJo, indoor football, a little bit different. You played football, but it was always on a 100-yard field. What do you expect on a 50-yard field?
Well, I expect a lot of action, a lot of great plays, and a lot of great hitting.
The other thing about it, it's mostly passing. There's very little run game. The run game is kind of a decoy to get you off balance. A lot of passing in this. You were a wide receiver. Played wide receiver in college, UCLA, played for the Jets, a wide receiver. What does a wide receiver have to do on a narrow field? Now, there's only 85 feet between sideline and sideline. How do you get open in a situation like that?
Well, you're going to have to be very deceptive with your moves, very quick. Get your head around on the swivel and catch the ball and be ready to head upfield and score a touchdown.
8 guys on the field, a little bit different. You always played 11-man football. Now, it gives a quarterback an advantage, doesn't it? Doesn't it make it tougher on the DBs?
It certainly does, because the game is so quick, so it's going to be excellent for those type of receivers that have explosion, that have a chance to catch the ball and be able to make one move, they can take it to the house.
So what you're saying is, even with this 50-yard field, 10-yard end zones, 85 yards or 85 feet wide, it's all about speed.
It's all about speed and quickness, and just having the aggressiveness to go ahead and run over some people once in a while.
One last question. How does it feel to be back on a football field?
Oh, it always feels great to be on the football field, but these days I'm going to enjoy just watching this. I think we're going to have a great game tonight to watch. So,
well, we will find out. We'll be back with a little more of our pregame show. Again, we're in downtown Reno at the Reno Event Center. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this timeout. So here we are back at the Reno Event Center downtown Reno. The Tucson Trojans were introduced. Here come the Barons, and you can see, JoJo, the ovation they've got. They're fired up, so are the fans.
Well, there's nothing like football here in the Silver State, so any time of year, it's a great time to have football.
Tell me about it. And you've run on the field like that so many times. The adrenaline's pumping, and when the fans are yelling for you, I've got to imagine it makes it a whole lot better.
Oh, it really makes the adrenaline go, and it gets you ready to play, and you just want to get out there and do something exciting for the fans to keep them cheering.
Well, we will see. You can see the Barons are up and down. They're ready to go. There was a change in the schedule. San Diego, the Thundercats were supposed to be up here, but transportation issues, they couldn't make it. So Tucson substituting at the last minute to come up here to keep this home opener going for the Barons. And they appreciate that, although they came up very underhanded with only 16 players in uniform. Now, how long will they be able to go? You know, the opening game of the year is always the toughest because even though you're in shape, you're not in game shape.
No, that's correct. And stamina's obviously going to be a telling point for this game, and obviously hopefully the Barons can take advantage of that and really put a lot of pressure on the Trojans today.
And of course, as you realize, there are no punts in the game. You either score a touchdown or you turn the ball over on downs. There are no punting in the Indoor Football League. The Western Indoor Football Association, WIFA, is the auspices under which these teams are playing. There are 6 teams in the league. And I think if you like offense, you will like tonight's ball game. So we're just about ready to go. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this timeout. Back here at the Event Center, you see the captains for both teams. And we have our referee, Mike, so let's listen to what he has to say.
Welcome to Reno. You guys had the bus ride? The car? Long ride, huh? There's heads. You want to do down here? Heads? There's tails. You need your calls loud enough for Earl to hear it before I throw it. Call is tails. Here we go, gentlemen. Call is tails.
We'll take the ball.
Tails, you've won the toss. Would you like to toss? You want to defer? Okay. Tucson has won the toss, elected to defer. You want the ball, absolutely.
Wow. So, JoJo, in a game like this, where it's all offense, don't you want the ball as many times as you can get it? Tucson won the toss. Trojans decided, though, they're going to go on defense.
Yeah, that is surprising. And, like you said, in a game like this, you want as many possessions as possible. So that's a surprise that the Trojans are willing to defer. So it's up to the Barons to take advantage of that starting off this game.
There's the quarterback, DeJove Platt. Played his ball at Akron. He has been in indoor football leagues across the country for the last 10 years, and you will see I've been watching him work out. He's 220 pounds. He can run, but he has a gun for an arm.
Yeah, he certainly does. Watching him at warm-ups, he really can get the ball to the receivers very quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how well the receivers will be able to catch the ball and be able to make some plays for this Barons offense.
Let's take a look at their offense. Charles Manu, you remember him, University of Nevada. Chris Henderson, Salisa Fafita, that's the down three. The quarterback, we just mentioned, Platt. The running back is Valentine. And the wide receivers, Del Bates. He's a favorite around here. Went to Reed High School and also the University of Nevada. Scott Witter and Murph Trout is the kicker. So the players have been introduced. We've had the coin toss. The national anthem has been sung. We're about to have the inaugural kickoff here in downtown Reno for indoor football. They kick from the goal line. There's Valentine. You saw him very quickly. Keithan Valentine. He'll be back with Isaac Porter.
Porter, he's a local product here from Reno, Nevada. Went to one of the local high schools, Hug High School. So it's exciting to see him representing the Barons tonight.
The Trojans kick off for Porter right at the goal line. One man to beat. And Porter will go 50 yards for a touchdown. We've got a flag at the 5-yard line, but Porter goes all the way. And what a return by Mr. Porter. You were talking about from Northern Nevada, but there is a penalty. We will see what the call is. The crowd didn't like it a whole heck of a lot. Blocking below the waist.
Yard penalty, first down.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. We get a look at the Baron huddle. So what a highlight that have been. Porter returning the first play for a touchdown. Bates will go to the left side. They'll have trips receivers in tandem on the left side. Again, two of them can be moving before the snap of the ball. Platt throws and almost intercepted. Broken up by Dan Ryan in the secondary for the Trojans.
Good defense by the Trojans there. We got good pressure on the quarterback. Good defensive back pressure back there to knock the pass down.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Again, same formation. See if the Barons send two in motion. Only one this time. Not a good snap. And thrown wide, intended for Ryan Clifford, number 20. There's Clifford to bring up a 3rd down.
Obviously, the first series of a new season, it's going to be tough to get some rhythm going at the start. I'm sure there's some nervous bodies out there, but I'm sure pretty soon we're going to be seeing some good execution out of both teams.
Again, they don't run the ball much on a 3rd down. They need to pick up 10. They will get a 4th down opportunity, either to kick a field goal or to go for it. Hold everything. You got receivers moving. But delay a game, they took too much time, so that will cost them 5. It'll still be 3rd down, but now it'll be 3rd and 15.
I think this may help the offense, give us a little more room, and so They'll still be in attack mode, so we'll see what the Barons come up with.
We move the receivers. Two of the top of your screen, one on the bottom, and they are both in motion. Here's the running play. The cutback, and still on his feet. That's Valentine. Will get inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, and now the Barons with the opportunity. Their kicker is Murph Trout. He's 6 feet, 215-pounder. I saw him work out here when the carpet was down, and he has one whale of a leg. But you remember, the goalposts are pretty narrow. It's a tough shot. Yeah, a lot of personnel coming in and out. And Trout is going to spot it at the 20-yard line. Add 10 to the end zone. You'll be impressed with his leg, JoJo. Another delay of game. Wow. Yeah, they really.
Go 4th down.
They were looking for guys coming from the sideline. I don't think they knew they were going to kick a field goal.
Didn't look like it, so they had some personnel problems there. Again, one of those things that happen with the first games, especially when you have rosters that play multiple positions.
And this isn't exactly a chip shot. From 25 plus 10 to the end zone, you get a perspective from behind it. You can see how narrow those bars are. Boy, way off to the left, so he will miss it. And the Trojans will go on offense for the first time. So the flip of the coin may have worked out to their favor.
It certainly did in that, so we'll see if they can take advantage of it on the offensive end.
Again, if they don't get that blocking below the waist, they score on the opening kick. But there'll be a lot of offense. Andrew Martinez, number 5, a left-hander, is the quarterback for the Trojans, and he has a rifle for an arm, much like the Jovi Platt. He can really throw the football.
And he has an accurate throw. He has a good form, and so it'll be interesting to see how he and his receivers can, build on this offensive end.
Both teams seemed a little bit uncertain about personnel assignments. Again, 2 receivers in motion. Martinez scrambling. He threw that away. They were well covered.
Good pressure by the Barons, but make the quarterback roll out. So it's always a lot tougher to run with the throw while you're running. So that's what the defensive linemen want to do.
Martinez, again, left-hander, running that way. It's a little bit easier than running and throwing across your body. So he'll come up with a 2nd and 10. 4 receivers set, 2 of them in motion, and the throw almost picked off. Well, I'll tell you, that came. Ryan Johnson had a great look at that. He almost picked that off. The ball was on top of him before he really saw it. As you get a look at Johnson smile on his face, but it was on top of him.
Yeah, here we are right now. We see there's a kind of a, looks like we had a deflection at the defensive line of scrimmage, so that took something off the throw.
Yeah, it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. That brings up a 3rd down, little screen pass. So they get positive yardage. You can hear him hit the sideboards across the way. Oh, I tell you, you run into those things, and you'll know about it.
Good pursuit by the defense to make the play.
So it'll be a 4th down. Again, no punting. So you've either got to try a field goal, which pretty good kick from there, 35 plus 10 of the end zone, or get the ball across midfield. Let's see what the Trojans decide to do as, again, they try to sort things out. Martinez, the quarterback. Oh, not a good snap. He's in big trouble. He'll be sacked in the backfield inside the 10-yard line. The Barons will get the ball. And that was Kika Kalula-Ao in there from the University of Nevada. You remember that young man. He is very demonstrative. He is 6 feet, 310 pounds. Kika Kalula-Ao.
Well, that's a break for the Barons here. We'll watch the snap. Wasn't a very good snap. It was on the ground before it reached the quarterback, and he had no chance.
Boy, Kika was in there as fast as anybody else. At the 9-yard line, Barons have it 1st and 10. We're in the first quarter. Timeout taken by the Trojans, so there is no score. We have 9:14 to go. We'll be right back to the event center. Well, the Barons are at the line of scrimmage. They have it again. First and goal from the 9-yard line here in the first quarter with 9:18 to play. Not a good snap from them either. Oh, Platt does a great job to get rid of it. And Keithan Valentine will lose yardage, but Platt was going to lose even more, as I'm not sure what's going on with the snap, JoJo.
Well, Dan, when you have shotgun snaps, this is the thing that can happen at any time, no matter if it's this league or the NFL. So it's something that the center needs to work on. But it's also a great play of the quarterback to keep it going and give the team a chance to make something positive.
So a loss of 3. It's still second and goal, but now from 12 yards away. DeJovi throws a ball. Is it intercepted or not? It will be intercepted. Dan Ryan will pick it off inside the 5-yard line, and DeJovi Platt getting a tough start.
Yes, he is. It's it seems like the quarterbacks and receivers on both teams aren't in sync right now. And big thing with the receivers, they need to come back to the ball, especially in a small field like this. So if you're waiting for the ball, you're giving that defensive back a chance to cut through and make an interception like the Trojans just did.
Well, and not the greatest place on the field to make it, but anytime you can make it, do it. It'll be at the 1-yard line. 49 yards away. We have no score, surprisingly enough, in the first quarter. Martinez will throw, and incomplete. That should have been an easy catch. I think the receiver was looking to run before he got the ball. Hit him right on the shoulder pad. Mike DeBoise.
Dan, there was a lot of excellent pressure by the Barons here. So it might have took the timing off a little bit. No, actually it was excellent throw by the quarterback. As you said, he took his eyes off of it.
Second down, 2nd and 9 from their own 1-yard line. The Trojans. You can see Andrew Martinez, the quarterback, deep in his end zone. Again, that ball looked like it was going to be picked off by Andra Berry in the secondary. Was going over, looked like he had a shot at it, but I think the ball was again deflected or was thrown wide. We'll get a look on our Bullies replay.
Well, here we see Martinez throwing the ball. Ball's right there.
It just wasn't well thrown.
It wasn't thrown well at all.
Thrown to the bench is where it was thrown. 3rd down, still 9 to go.
Well, I think the pressure of the Barons is really taking an effect at this early stage of the game. So he's really feeling the heat and wanting to get the ball, especially being in the end zone. He wants to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible.
I said 9, it's really 10 to go. Horatio Leyva and Kika Kalula'au in that defensive front, putting all kinds of pressure. That'll ball be in the end zone. That'll be a safety. And Horatio Leyva, just mentioned him, played at the University of Nevada. He'll recover it. Will be for a touchdown or a safety. Well, on our Bullies replay, we'll get another look. Everybody's got to move, right?
They sure do.
Take a look.
Yeah, another bad snap by the Trojans, and there's the Barons. They've had great defensive pressure throughout this first quarter, and here it goes. They are able to get points on the scoreboard this time.
I thought Martinez fell on him. Look at Leyva. Look at the smile on his face.
Well, that's something to go home and tell the family.
How many times did defensive guys score touchdowns, right? We will see Trout try to add the extra. Out of the hold of Porter. Oh, they fake it. And Trout, is he going to run it or throw it? Al, did he get in for a 2? Let's see. I haven't seen any hands raised yet. The 2-point try is no good. The score will remain 6-0. We're at the Downtown Event Center. We'll be right back after this. Yeah, you get a look down. We're from our perch. We're sitting high above the field, and the crowd here. Nice crowd for the inaugural game. And interestingly enough, in the first quarter with 6 minutes to go, we've played almost 9 minutes. No balls have gone in the crowd. And that's the thing about indoor football. If the ball goes in the crowd, you keep it. You don't have to throw it back.
Wonderful souvenir for the fans.
We'll get a look now at Murph Trout, at his ability to kick the football. The quarterbacks have combined passing of 2 for 10 for a total of just 3 yards. Now, that's not typical indoor football, is it?
No, it's not, but obviously we've seen a lot of bad center snaps, and the quarterbacks haven't had much choice, much of a chance to do anything. Even when they do get the ball in their hands, there's a lot of defensive pressure.
Timothy Echeverria standing back at his goal line. Now, I told you about his leg. It's between the upright. That's a point. That is a point for the kicking team when you kick it through the uprights on the kickoff. How often do you see that happen?
Well, in arena football,
yeah,
it's an every game occurrence. So that great kick by Trout.
So they get the point back that they missed when they tried the conversion, the 2-point conversion. They'll spot it at the 5-yard line. Trojans have it there. It seems like they've been mired very deep in their end from the start of this game.
Yeah, they certainly have. But let's see if we can get some better play calling here and see if we can get some balls down the field.
So we will get a look on our Bullies replay. You can see it go through, and the signal that is good. Back to live action. Martinez, the quarterback. Only one man in motion this time as he rolls to his left. Oh, yeah. There's a major collision exciting the crowd. Antoine Barlow, watch him, 52, come in and make the hit. No replay. Sorry, I thought we could look at it. But Barlow, the linebacker, 6'3", 230 pounds, he came quickly.
Well, good job by the defense there because there were receivers open downfield. So good defensive pressure again by the Barons.
It'll be 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard pickup by Martinez. This time Martinez rolls the other way. Oh, through his receiver's hands. That was a first down just outside the 15-yard line. The ball mishandled by Timothy Echeverria.
Nice roll out by Martinez and a good accurate throw. So thought we were going to have our first down of the game. Here we are seeing Martinez roll to his right. Nice throwing motion. Right on the money, a little bit behind the receiver, but catchable ball. If you get both hands on the ball, you got to bring it in if you're a receiver.
Now, if that's you and you're a wide receiver, you're the Jets, you come back in the huddle, they're telling you, got to hang on, JoJo.
Got to hang on, but as long as you don't have Ronnie Lott coming at you.
It'll be a 3rd down. Oh, offside that time. McAllister way too aggressive. Carl McAllister was in the backfield. I mean, he could have called the signals himself.
Dead ball, offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So down to be 3rd and short. Be 3rd and about 2. Yeah, they'll spot at the 13. They need to get to the 15-yard line for the first down.
It'll be interesting to see if we get a running play here to see if we can get a first down for the Trojans.
They stack the left side. Now Page will go right in motion. They throw to him. Oh, look out! I thought that was going to be picked off. Boy, that looked like an interception. Andre Berry was on his way in. If he doesn't run into the receiver, that's 6 points.
Yeah, it certainly is. Again, a good throw by Martinez, and right now his receivers are letting him down. So I've been waiting for a play like this because it's been open all game for both teams. But there you see, the receiver, he took his eyes off the ball trying to get upfield because he did have some running room, but you got to haul it in first. Andre Berry, way to break to the ball and almost took it back to the house.
Could have gotten away from the receiver. The receivers actually wasn't really blocking. He just didn't know where the ball was and was an obstruction more than anything. Now it's 4th down, still 2 to go. Get a good look at Andrew Martinez, who must be frustrated by now. Guy's not holding on. Hold everything. That'll be a delay of game again. Martinez on the side, getting the play call. Let's see if he's got what he needs. He's got to have a receiver. And I'm wondering if the receivers are starting to be intimidated. They've been rocked pretty well when they dropped the ball. Let's see if they're not looking, like you say, looking for that Ronnie Lott in the secondary. Hold everything. Stop it again. And they are allowed in indoor football rules.
By the snap, delay a game. Offense number 5.
Ouch.
5-yard penalty.
Even though the coach is on the field, you'd think that would be a big help. It's been a hindrance right now because the coach is allowed to be on the field, and they've got another delay of game. Coach Damon Williams trying to get his offense in gear, and they're struggling.
They certainly are, and we're looking. There's plays to be made out there, and right now the Trojans are just really out of sync. So let's see how they do right here.
On 4th down, up the middle of the field. If he throws it on the right side, boy, Echeverria had the defense beat. They were beaten. I actually thought that Echeverria was across the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped, but there was no flag down. We'll get another look on our replay.
Nice drop back. I think the defensive pressure is really having Martinez on edge because he had an open receiver, just threw it on the wrong side. So there was a chance to make a big play there.
You could see Barry was really a little flat-footed. The receiver got beyond him, but he didn't complete it. So let's see if the Barons can put their second score on the board. They lead at 7-0. They got a touchdown and the extra point failed, but the kickoff went through, and that was a single. DeJove Platt, the quarterback, number 1. Looked like a fumblerooski. Then Platt improvising. The lob pass, and Rakeem Smith with the catch and wrestled down inside the 5-yard line.
Well, again here, Dan, we have trouble with the snap. But Platt's showing excellent poise here. He's still keeping his eyes downfield and was able to find a receiver and was able to make some positive yards.
Pretty much a pooch pass, wasn't it? Didn't have a whole heck of a lot on him. They gained a yard and all that scrambling. And 2nd down. Boy, running short side of the field, and Smith will get in. Rakeem Smith with his first score and score on the ground.
Well, Dan, that's something I've been waiting for, especially since they've had great field position this whole first quarter. Here we go with a nice little crossbuck play, running off tackle, good blocking. You're seeing the linemen are pushing the Trojans all the way into the end zone, so it was clear sailing all the way for Mr. Smith.
Yeah, they really got off the line of scrimmage. Barons again will go for 2. DeJove looking. Just too much traffic. He will not get there. The loose ball picked up by Ryan. Now Ryan wrestled down, but if he would have gone the distance, it would have been a 2-pointer. So Ryan alertly picking up the loose ball. If he goes the distance, it's 2, but the Trojans are stopped short. We'll get another look at it. Watch DeJove Platt.
Well, we're not sure if he was looking to throw or was this a quarterback draw, but there was good defensive pressure. He comes up the field, he tries to break a tackle, and good gang tackling by the Trojans. They're able to get the ball knocked loose, and they're able to head upfield, and here we go. Barons here are able to make the play and stop any score from happening for the Trojans.
We get another look now at Murph Trout. Try for the single. If he kicks it between the uprights, it's a point for the Barons. They've got 7 on the board, but actually a little trouble with the scoreboard right now, but it is 13. They've got 113, and that's wishful thinking. But in a game like this, it could happen. The scoreboard here in the arena anyway. Well, Trout will miss that single, and once again, the Trojans will get the ball, be 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line. We've got 20 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Well, the one thing, Dan, that the Barons can look forward to is Trout's got a heck of a leg. So if we do come down to needing a late quarter field goal, they obviously have a kicker that has the ability to make it work for them.
They get the ball 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. I think I said the 5-yard line. So that's the farthest I think the Trojans have had the ball so far. They've completed one pass for 6 yards. The Barons have completed 2 for a -2. Not typical indoor football, at least when it comes to numbers. Little confusion in the backfield, nowhere to go. That will run out the first quarter. Barons will take a 13-0 lead into the second quarter. We will take a timeout. We're at the Event Center in downtown Reno. We'll be right back. We're back here at the Event Center getting ready for the second quarter. Dan Gustin along with JoJo Townsell as the Barons opening the indoor season. Expected to play 8 home games of their 11 games this year. 8 of them will be right here in downtown Reno. Oh, the snap, again, some problems for Martinez. Well, good job to get rid of it. And again, we were talking in our pregame show about the narrow field, 85 feet across. Normally, the quarterback would have some room to scramble, but with 8 guys converging defensively, there's just not any room.
No room at all. But, you know, you have to improvise. Martinez is doing a good job of that, keeping the play alive. Need the receivers to kind of help him out a little bit and find a way to get open.
3rd and 8. We had no first downs in the first quarter. Neither team got a first down, yet the Barons scored 13. That doesn't happen very often. Again, that was a bad throw. His receiver was there. Echeverria had gone down and turned, was just sitting, waiting for the ball, and it was underthrown.
Just poor footwork that time by Martinez. He just rushed himself. Again, the snap wasn't a very good snap. And we'll see it here. He had to catch it with one hand, his left hand, and he just kind of rushed it. The ball goes straight down into the ground.
And it always does. When you get that nose down like that, it's not going to. First of all, it's a tough ball to catch, as you know, with the nose down.
Yes, it is.
And it heads down south anyway, and it was about 5 yards short of the receiver. That brings up the 3rd down. 3rd and 8. Oh, good gosh, another bad snap. Martinez will fall on it, and he's got the ball knocked loose, and the Barons will recover in the end zone for the second time. That was a disaster. McAllister will come up with it. He and Labor were both there, but this time McAllister gets the touchdown.
Barons here showing a lot of opportunistic defense here. Bad snap, great hit there, and look at the pursuit to score another touchdown for the Barons.
One of the great things is Antoine Barlow. There's Coach Bartley. He's got to be happy with it. His face doesn't show it, but Antoine Barlow, 52, we saw in the Bullies replay, he's the one who really knocked the ball loose and allowed the lineman to get on top of it.
It was a great hit.
Now the extra point attempt coming from Trout. That movement in the line, hold everything.
Okay. Prior to the snap, offside, defense, half the distance to the goal, still on time.
You heard the call by our referee tonight. Half the distance to the goal. They'll mark it at the 2.5-yard line. The kick will come from about the 9. Number 8, Murph Trout, lining it up. Good spot, and he will drill it. No good. I thought it went in, but no good. So score remains 19-0. Barons lead. Let's take another look at the kick, JoJo.
Good hold, good kick. Seems like it went a little to the left here.
Oh, it did right at the end. It hit the bar. I thought it went in the net, but it hit the bar. And then when we follow it down into the crowd, somebody got a football. Hey, enthusiastic Baron fans.
All right, some future Barons. Well, Dan, let's see if the Trojans here can get something started. It's been a tough first half for them so far.
It has been. They have not been able to move the ball effectively. Maybe they can get a good return.
Well, I think the one kickoff return to start the game has been the most offensive explosion we've seen so far.
Yeah, Porter, and he went all the way, but unfortunately there was a block below the knees and a penalty assessed. Trout kicks it along the surface. And that's Ryan who will bring it back. No shortage of hitting on the special teams. Dan Ryan with the return. Again, their best field position. They'll start at the 23-yard line. Watch Ryan come up the sideline.
Okay, he's running up the sideline and waiting for a block here. Good pursuit by the kickoff team.
Moreland,
nice hit.
Excuse me for talking over here. Moreland did a good job by not allowing him the outside, making him go back in where they filled from the inside and got him.
That's their first responsibility, so that you're right, Dan. That was an excellent job.
Again, 1st and 10. Santos Valentino, the center, out over the ball. Martinez again running for his life. McAllister will be on top of him, but he may have gotten the face mask. If we get another look, but McAllister off the line of scrimmage, he is just fast. 6'4", 250 pounds, and he moves so well. Let's see what the call is.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 82. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now that'll negate the charge. I thought he got the hand on the mask, and we'll get another look at it. Well, I thought we would. If you can see that, that's quick speed.
Well, again, excellent pressure. It's been like that all day for the Barons, and the Trojans are going to have to do something about that.
Couldn't quite see that with all the bodies in the way. Martinez looks for somebody. He threw that away. I think that was a broken play. For some reason, Echeverria, I think, was going to reverse Statue of Liberty something, because when Martinez looked, there was nobody there. He looked behind him, there was nobody there.
Yeah, it was a broken play. I believe the receiver went the opposite way of what Martinez was expecting. Here we see it here. He's looking back, and he's just getting rid of the ball. Got 3 hogs coming at him. I think I'd do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, we got it just after he took that look, but yeah, Martinez has been, I'm not saying a deer in headlights, but boy, I'll tell you, he's been scrambling throughout this first half, just looking for a little daylight. Barons on top, and 2 of them have been defensive touchdowns. Again, the snap a problem. And was that intercepted? Ryan Johnson, did he get his hands on it? He did. I think Martinez was trying to throw it away. Boy, Johnson, he looked like a shortstop reaching down and getting that ball just off the carpet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Martinez. It seemed like he was trying to do a run pass, and he was going to try to fake the run and try to pass the ball to a receiver, but Johnson didn't bite on it. Excellent play. He was going for his receiver there, but Johnson was able to cut in front for the interception.
Yeah, and it was thrown a little higher than I thought it was, but nice play by Johnson. Barons 1st and 10 at their 18-yard line. New quarterback. Peregrine will complete the pass. And that is the backup quarterback, Thomas Peregrine, 6'3", 200-pounder, to Scott Witter. Witter makes his grab, and we get another look at our Bullies replay.
Okay, nice throw here by Peregrine. This play has been open all day for both teams. It's nice to see that we've finally been able to get a completion, and good run and catch.
Tucson takes a timeout. Trojans want to pause. We will do the same. 9:33 left to play before halftime. We'll be right back. Thomas Peregrine drops the throw. That time, again mishandled. It's intended for the same guy, Scott Witter. But at least if you look at Paragon, he's getting better snaps, JoJo.
Yes, he is. Here on the Bullies replay, he's dropping back. Nice throw, but a good drive at the ball by the Trojans, number 24.
That's Dan Ryan. Yeah, we've called his number more than once so far in this game. 2nd and 10. Paragon. It's intercepted. Wow, that ball bounced around like a ping pong ball, and finally.
That was just a poor decision by Paragon, Dan. Here he is rolling out to his right. Has a little defensive pressure. This is a throw he just needs to throw away. You never want to throw back towards the defense. Good drive by the ball by the Trojans. They were able to get the ball, get the interception, change of possession.
Damian Burton, who also plays running back for them in the secondary with the interception. That ball stayed up in the air longer than you normally see a deflected pass do.
Well, the defense always works on tip drills, so that was a great job by the Trojan defense.
Loose ball again. Flag is down. Hold everything. Let the officials sort it out and see what they've got.
Okay. Dead ball, offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Wow, that's really a break for the Trojans.
And the Trojans are still having trouble with the snap, Dan. It just seems like almost every play the quarterback cannot expect what's coming back towards him.
It'll be first down again, but now it'll be 1st and 5. The ball at the 23-yard line. Again, not a good snap. I wonder if the carpet's the problem. That ball never seemed to come off the carpet. And recovered by Brent Kuntz, number 41, for the Barons. But if we get another replay, you'll see that ball really doesn't come up. Now let's see. Watch. Snapper's 54 at the corner of your screen. Yeah, he never got it up.
Didn't come up at all. Our Bullies replay shows that. And again, it's something that the Trojans, they're going to have to do something about this if they expect to have any chance of winning this ball game.
Yeah, you wonder with 16 guys, do they have another center? They might want to bring somebody else in. So at the Trojan 20-yard line, 1st and 10 Barons. 2 receivers sprinting down the field. Paragon looks, throws in the end zone. Boy, that ball was tipped at the last second. Echeverria, make that. It wasn't Echeverria, I'm sorry. It was Joseph Page. Yeah, Page. I thought it was 2, it was 3. Right at the end of it, he got the fingertips on it. Paragon floated it a little bit.
Yes, here we are. We're looking at Paragon with our Bullies replay. Throws the ball. And just right there, yes, Joseph Page just getting a finger on there because there were 6 points waiting there for Mr. Bates.
Yep, Del Bates waiting on that ball. But Paragon's got to know he's got to put some steam on it. You can't float it. Oh, boy, pretty good collision short of the 15-yard line. Paragon on the keeper.
Good tough run, way to get positive yardage.
There's Coach Anthony Bartley. We'll get another look.
Here with our replay, we're rolling to the right. He fakes the throw. He sees some green grass in front of him, and he heads down. Good collision there.
Yeah, Dan Ryan, we've mentioned his name more than a few times. He will come up and hit you defensively. 3rd down, Barons. Paragon. There's Bates with his first catch at the 10, trying to get loose, and will be pushed backward. I don't know if he had enough forward progress to get the first down because he was still under his own power when he got pushed backward. Well, you can see Bates happy with that. The officials will give him forward progress.
Well, good throw and catch. Again, this is something that the arena football should be the standard. This is a play that should be completed at least 90% of the time. So seems like at least the Barons are starting to get their bearings and start making some good offensive plays here.
Echeverria held on, and then Ryan solidified the tackle. Oh, with a burst of speed, that'll be Rakeem Smith. He turns the right corner, and when he lowered the hammer, he was gone.
Excellent run by Skip. Excellent play call.
6'1", 235-pounder. He can run pretty well. We'll get another look.
Here we are with our Bullies replay. Just a toss play. Going to our right. And when he gets those shoulders moving forward, there's no stopping him.
11-yard run for the touchdown. Barons lead at 25-0. Trout's extra point this time is good. Make it 26-0 with 5:27 left to go before halftime. We'll be right back. Trout's kick puts that one in the crowd, and well, not quite in the crowd, so the security crew will throw it back on the field of play, but that almost a souvenir. You see it now on the sideline. And at the 20-yard line, Trojans get another shot.
Dan, let's see here if we can get some good center snaps from the Trojans and allow them to give them a chance to move the ball downfield.
Yeah, because by the time Martinez lifts his head, he's so worried about where the ball's going to go, the defense is on him. He really doesn't have any time to watch his receivers.
Not at all. No time to read the defense, and again, there's no way you can get anything accomplished without, a good snap. Everything starts with the center snap.
Two receivers in motion. Throws the fly pattern, touchdown. Boy, they beat the defense easily. Echeverria got loose once before. He was beyond the secondary. It was a bad throw. Not that time.
Not that time. Just a nice throw and catch. Looked like it was kind of a skinny post there, and the timing was just perfect. You see here with the Bullies replay, Martinez staying in the pocket. Nice throw. Just enough to get the separation from the defense. Touchdown, Trojans.
Yeah, Brandon Cotter, who was on him defensively, about 3 steps behind. So the Trojans starting to make it a game. See what they decide to do. They're not going to kick. They're going to go for the 2. And the Barons want a timeout. They will take it. We will take it. You see the score? 26-6. We'll be right back. See the Trojans still huddling up, deciding what they want to do. Oh my goodness. Who is that young man?
Who is that guy?
Look at the fur on the face. Well, that's your old USFL days with the LA Express, and there you are with the Jets.
Oh, love that stash.
Wide receiver and punt returner.
Oh, the good old days.
They had to talk you into that, or returning punts. Isn't that kind of a suicide squad?
Well, it is, but sometimes you just have to make a living.
That's right. And you made a good one doing that. You were an all-purpose player. Martinez on the carry. He will get in for the 2. Well, the Barons made that look a little easy. A little too easy. 26-8. So tell me about those days. First with the USFL. Was that when Steve Young was there?
Yeah, Steve Young was there, and we had just a great time because we had an excellent team. And we're here watching our replay, with our Bullies replay on the 2-point conversion. Martinez has shown great mobility throughout the day, so it shows good running poise there and able to take it in for 2 points. But yeah, we had a great time with the Express. We had a lot of good players that went on to the NFL after the league disbanded, and playing with Steve Young was just a joy. We had a great time playing with each other.
So they scored the 2, and that was win with the LA Express. And the Trojans will kick off from the goal line. Now, in that team, was your kicker, was Tony Zendejas your kicker?
Tony Zendejas,
okay.
Yes he was.
From the University of Nevada. Zendejas kicked for the Express. I'm trying to remember some of the names. You haven't fed me this stuff, so I'm trying to remember. But I know you didn't know we were going to have your old card up. This will be returned from the 4. Look out again. The Barons breaking a couple tackles. The second time they have returned one and no flags are down. The return by Keithan Valentine. That's a highlight reel stuff. Valentine will go 46 yards as we get another look at field level.
Here we are with the kickoff, and here's Valentine heading up the field with our Bullies replay and makes a nice cutback, breaks some tackles, runs upfield, breaks another tackle here. And obviously the Barons, they have 2 good return men back here. So I tell you what, if you're ever going to score in the Barons, I guess they're going to be able to get those 6 points back real quick with these 2 returners they have.
Well, Isaac Porter the first time, Keithan Valentine the second time. Trout with the extra point. And it is good once again. 33-8, the Barons on top. We will keep it right here as the Barons eager to get to the other end and kick off again. And right now, if you're the Tucson Trojans, you're going to be thinking, all right, we threw a long pass for a touchdown. We've got to come back and answer. Otherwise, this could get very ugly.
Yes, but I think everyone's warmed up now, Dan. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot of exciting plays here, and let's see if the Trojans can keep it going.
Only 3:13 to go before halftime. Barons, their first 2 games are at home. This is a Sunday night game, and then they will follow it with a Friday night game. And I think the people that are here tonight will be back for the Friday night game. They've enjoyed this one so far.
Now the Barons are giving them a lot to cheer for, so been a good ball game by the Barons.
Trout kicks it into one of the defenders, and it's fallen on immediately. Boy, that was a thump. Eric Davis, one of the linebackers on the return team, will eventually fall on it, but boy, when you get that ball kicked at you from 10 yards away at that speed, watch how hard this ball comes.
Yeah, it came right at him. You wonder if they were trying to hit him, but I don't think so. They did a squib kick last time, so just didn't work as well as Trout would have liked. So good field position for the Trojans.
Well, Mark DeBoise was the guy who had to ricochet off him, number 27. Davis falls on it. Great field position at the 15-yard line of the Barons. Motion men this time come right. They pitch it on the sweep. And hitting those sides, you can almost hear it from up here. That's not a pleasant feeling as Joseph Page is running to the sideline and out of bounds.
Good play there by the Barons defense. Number 90, Horatio Leyva.
Yeah, the Baron defensive front is good lateral movement. Leyva, we've seen McAllister all over the field. Martinez on the bootleg throws, and boy, Echeverria on the post pattern has it knocked away by Barry, but that was almost another touchdown.
I really like the play call there, Dan. It was a nice change of direction, misdirection offense there. Receiver ran a good route, but an excellent play. We'll see it right here with our Bullies replay. Good misdirection by the quarterback, good throw, good drive to the ball by Barry.
Yeah, Barry really grabbed the shoulder pad, and I thought maybe Echeverria was going to hang on because that's a catchable ball for him. Third down, still 10 to go from the 15-yard line. Up, another bad snap. Kika Kalula-Ao has been on top of the center all night long, almost simultaneously with the ball being snapped. Santos Valentino
Stop. Full start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
had Kalula-Ao in his face.
Well, it helps when the linemen do a false start because it's no holds barred for the defensive lineman.
We've got a timeout. We'll take it with less than a minute to go before halftime. We'll be right back. We are back. Trojans on a third down. Another bad snap. Loose ball. Boy, they're lucky to fall on it. You would think they'd have that sorted out by now, but...
Well, we only have 16 men on the team. It's very tough to even practice this, but especially now when you can use some practice during a break, they don't have time for a break with only 16 men on the roster.
Yeah, they came up shorthanded, and we will see how they do in the third quarter. They seem to be getting a little worn down right now. A score before halftime would do wonders for their enthusiasm. The throw on the fly pattern. It was picked off.
Was that Marcel Legrone?
We will see who came over and got it. I think it was Marcel Legrone.
Here we are with our Bullies replay. Going for that skinny post again.
Look at Legrone,
right
the center
there.
fielder.
Excellent. Excellent drive on the ball. Eyes on the ball. Make the play. Change of possession. Barons ball.
Yeah, on the touchback, they will bring it out, and they'll get one play, I would think. 8.5 seconds to go before halftime. Spotted the 10-yard line, and you know, throw a fly pattern, you're only 40 yards away from a score. Let's see what Peregrine does. Boy, he had great protection. That one's picked off. And brought back to the 5-yard line as time expires. And so, some excitement right at the end. A couple passes intercepted at the end of the first half, but we've got the first half in now, and the Barons lead at 33-8. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this. Well, they call them the Baron Babes. They're entertaining at halftime. You can see the score. The Barons well in front. And your impressions in the first half? Mine are, I'm surprised what a defensive battle this has been so far. I thought it'd be much more offense.
Yeah, I certainly thought so too. And there, you see flashes there, but again, offensively for the Trojans, everything with the offense starts with the center snap, and they've just have not done a very good job at giving the quarterback a chance to get into their offense, or the team to get into their offense. So that's taken away from some of the fireworks we expected. But you got to give credit to the Barons. They've taken they've been opportunistic defense. They've made 2 touchdowns off the defensive end. They've put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We've got an interception, so they're playing very good defense. So you have to give the credit to them.
Yeah, and they are aggressive. They came out yesterday in practice, said they wanted to score as many points as possible. They have been extremely aggressive. That aggression has paid off. They have a 25-point lead at halftime. Well, we will have a segment for you called The Moment in Time, Nevada Sports A Moment in Time, with a better special gentleman. Stick around. We'll have that for you. JoJo and I will be back later at halftime. We'll talk about some of the numbers of the first half when we return to the Reno Event Center.
The Nevada UNLV football series is more than 30 years old, but the first game almost didn't get off the ground. We'll tell you the real story next.
When kids who are in bad situations fall through the cracks, but thanks to the Children's Cabinet, that's happening less and less. The Children's Cabinet keeps children safe and families together through innovative programs that fill the gaps. For kids who need help with abusive home scenes, are runaways or homeless, or need help staying in school, the Children's Cabinet helps children and their families change their lives for the better. Give your support today. Visit childrenscabinet.org or call 775-856-6200.
The first game was in Reno on November 22, 1969. UNLV, then known as Nevada Southern, didn't have enough seats on their flight. Bonanza Airlines boarded the non-players first, and by the time the team and the travel party got on, there weren't enough seats remaining. The stewardess told Coach Bill Ireland the 84 tickets purchased through Daisy Travel were not available, and the team would have to take a later flight to Reno. Ireland, a fiery Irishman, and the stewardess got into a loud, heated argument. But sitting in the first row, hearing the entire story, was Governor Paul Laxalt. The mild-mannered Laxalt calmed both sides, got off the plane, walked across the tarmac, and made a quick phone call. 15 minutes later, a plane taxied up, and everyone boarded the larger plane. After the applause died down, the questions started. Who did the governor call? Was it Howard Hughes? Probably. Howard Hughes owned Bonanza Airlines. Next time you think about a Nevada UNLV football game, think about Paul Laxalt. He saved the series. For Nevada Sports, A Moment in Time, I'm Dan Gustin.
Well, we are back at the Reno Event Center, and the Barons are out, loosening up, getting ready for the second half. We take a look at the stats, and not exactly what I expected when you see all the points on the board. Both teams with 2 first downs. The Trojans with a minus 30 yards in rushing, but you said that all through the first half, Martinez has just been on the run.
Well, yes, he has. Again, everything starts with that center snap, which hasn't been very good, and he's been scrambling from the first play of the game. So, and even when he does get a good snap, the defensive pressure from the Barons has been outstanding.
The rushing yardage, we didn't expect to have much. That's more than we thought. But the passing yards, the Barons with 24, but the passing yards surprised me a lot. 13 passing yards for the Barons. And you look at the starter, DeJovi Platt, threw 5 passes, 2 are complete, but for minus 2 yards. And then Tom Paragon came in. He threw 6 times, completed 2 of those for a plus 15 yards. When you have 13 yards overall in an offensive league like this, it's got to get better in the second half, you hope.
Well, it's got to get better, and I'm a little disappointed. You know, being a former wide receiver, I was looking forward to seeing some good passing. So hopefully the second half will improve. Obviously, this is the first game, and you know, some of the rust has to, you know, building that continuity on offense is always a difficult thing. So especially with the passing game, but let's see if the Barons and the Trojans can get heated up here in the second half.
Well, we saw some of your player cards when you played in USFL and the Jets. When you talk about you're disappointed, are you disappointed enough to want to get back on the field?
No.
Okay. In a word, he said no. Well, the Barons lead at 33-8 at halftime, and they're feeling good. They've got smiles on their face. We will take a timeout. We'll get ready for the third quarter when we return to the Reno Event Center. Yeah, there's the insignia of the Reno Barons, where the benches are across the way. You're looking at the people running the sound and the scoreboard on the other side of the arena from us. As the Trojans, we get a look at Martinez. He and the head coach still talking about it. Andrew's a talented, quality guy, but I'm surprised he's got that big a smile on his face, all the running he's been doing for his life.
Well, you know, it's still a sport, and these guys are here because for the love of the sport, and it's a great game. And again, there's nothing like being out there and having an opportunity to showcase your talent.
Football fans, on your feet for your kickoff.
Barons will kick off. There's Murph Trout, the kicker.
Well, Trout put one through the uprights on one kickoff. Let's see if he can start the second half the same way.
Yeah, those singles are all available. The problem from kicking from the north end is where the scoreboard's located, where the floor would be set up for basketball. You really can't get the height you need. You might hit the scoreboard. Now, at the other end, it's a lot easier. See what he does. That's why he's been kicking the ball low, kicking it away from the scoreboard. And it'll be mishandled in the end zone. They won't bring it out. Barons, again, with great pursuit. The Barons will score a point on that. Officials, well, get a look at, I believe, replay.
Here we are. The ball was, kind of sputtering there, and then obviously he had little butterfingers there. So had a tough time getting the grip on the ball, and by the time he did, kickoff coverage was right there to gang tackle him.
Yeah, you can hear those guys coming down the field. You know, it's only a total of 50-yard field. When you mishandle it the first time, then you have to run for cover. Andrew Martinez, the quarterback, has a 1st and 10 at his 5. They will lose a couple yards in the backfield. Mike De Beauvois with a carry.
Looked like it was a lead draw there, and but the defense was ready. Here we go with our Bullies replay. Lead draw play, and good defensive penetration by the Barons.
They have been off the line of scrimmage first in the entire game, doing it as we start the third quarter. Martinez keeping a back end. That ball deflected, keeping a back end to help block for him. And I think Kika Kalula'au got a hand on it. We'll see. But I think he's the guy who actually put the pressure on, got his hands up.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. Again, with our Bullies replay, here's Martinez rolling to his left. And there we are right there with the tip. He was kind of rolling right into the defensive end there, so it made it a little bit easier for the Barons to make the play.
Check it. It was McAllister, 82, not 78, who got his hands on it. That brings up a 3rd down and 12. Again, bad snap of the ball, and there's the guy we're talking about, Kika Kalula'au, on top of it. Look at the vowels in that name. Former University of Nevada player, we were talking, renewing acquaintance, says, yeah, you always were able to pronounce my name. But he never invited me to his house over in the islands.
Well, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but he's doing enough on the field to, he's making his statement, and that's where you need to do it on the field, taking advantage of a poor center snap again, and he's right there for the turnover.
Barons with a short field. Their starting quarterback, Platt, will come back in to start the third quarter. DeJovi Platt is the quarterback. He completed 2 passes in the first half, and they were from minus yards. There's DeJovi. Boy, but kind of like a jump ball he threw, and it's caught by Scott Witter. A deflection, a second deflection, and Witter a little taller than everybody else, 6'4", 220. Remember you were telling me about the big guys, and I said a jump ball in the end zone? Pretty much what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. You know, here with our Bullies replay, you know, the Barons, they have most their receivers are 6 foot or taller, and Platt here gives their receivers to make a play. This is just how you draw it up in the playbook here. Tip here, tip there, and let's get it to Mr. Witter for the touchdown.
Yep, the third option. The extra point by Trout is good. Make it a 41-8 contest. Barons rolling in their inaugural game here in Northern Nevada, the first ever indoor football arena game, and their dance team happy about the outcome, as are the fans. Good crowd here tonight.
Excellent.
Their workouts only started 2 weeks ago, and you can see they're a pretty well-honed team. Other than a few bad snaps, you can see the players are playing with so much enthusiasm, so the miscues, the enthusiasm makes up for it because they're playing 110%.
Well, like I said earlier, Dan, you know, these guys are here for the love of the game, and you know, anytime the chance to strap it on one more time, and again to show your community and you know, the country your talents, it's a blessing. So these guys take it very seriously.
Trout lining it up. Because of the scoreboard, he's had to keep the ball down low. Now when he kicks high, and it never did come down.
All right.
Where did he kick that? Somebody get up on the catwalk. That's why when you kick it up high at that end of the floor, you've got some problems.
Well, there is a souvenir for the fans up there.
Somebody get up there. Now watch it again on our Bullies replay.
Look at great height on the kick.
Yep, and it's a souvenir for one of the light men up there, I guess. one of the technicians. They'll spot it at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Jerry Jones of the Cowboys might enjoy that kick like that.
He might. With his billion-dollar stadium and their gigantic screen in the middle of it. Let's see if the Trojans can regroup. Again, the receivers, much better snap. And in and out of the hands of Echeverria. You said in the first half, but you've got to hang on to this ball.
Well, they need guys to start making plays. Okay, good throw, and that's a catchable ball. Again, he's got 2 hands there. The guys need to start stepping up and playing the way they know they're capable of. The quarterback, he's counting on them right now. So
let me ask you this question, JoJo. In a game with the ball, with a small field like this, are you better off wearing gloves?
Well, I didn't like gloves myself.
On the snap, Martinez just throws it away, but Leyva, I was surprised it wasn't a flag down. Horatio Leyva, 90, who we saw from the left side coming in, he was unblocked on a mission on the way to the quarterback. I will let you get back to that glove scenario, but Leyva, again, I can't believe his quickness off the line of scrimmage. Watch it.
Yeah, excellent with our Bullies replay here. And the defensive line, they've been getting off the ball really good the whole time. Leyva's right there. And this is a good presence by Martinez to try to make something out of nothing. Let's go back to the drawing board and see if we can get a first down. But then I really didn't like gloves. They just kind of started coming in when I was kind of entering out. So I was a little old school.
Martinez floats one. Boy, Marcel Leckrone gets a hand on it, or Echeverria has a second touchdown. Boy, Leckrone looked like he was a little flat-footed, and he's doing push-ups as penalty.
Yes, he is. Good position there. Again, a tough snap, but Martinez handles it well. But he's throwing off his back foot there, so the ball's got a lot of air to it. So plenty of time for Leckrone to make the adjustment, and he just didn't. He just needed to take a little bit more time, have a little more presence there, and but at least he got to work on his biceps a little bit by doing some push-ups.
Yeah, Leckrone had an interception in the first half, right at the end of the half, which should have been his second. It's 4th down, and the Barons will get the ball. Boy, at the line of scrimmage, they have just been absolutely dominant.
Well, Dan, you mentioned it earlier that you wonder if the center snap is just having a tough time getting it released from the turf, and you wonder if the turf is making this the snap a little difficult. I wouldn't think so. I mean, we were on the turf, and the turf doesn't seem that gritty myself, so it's just pure execution right now by the Trojans.
Mike Bard is the guy who fell on it. Bard, a 6'1", 330-pounder. From the 16-yard line, Barons with a 1st and 10. Get a good look at DeJovi Platt, the quarterback. Tried to throw that too hard, didn't he?
He rushed it, didn't set his feet correctly, and his arm motion was going before his feet were planted in a good position. So, and when that happens, the ball goes right to the ground. We'll see it right here with our Bullies replay. He goes back, sets his feet, but then he plants that front foot flat and extended it out, so it took away the power and went right down to the ground. So he had plenty of time too. So let's see if he can show a little more poise here.
You can see his back foot was slipping as he threw it. Gets rid of it. A bullet intercepted. Witter broke off the pattern. He stopped and turned around. Had he kept going, I think Platt could have gotten the ball with a little more air under it and made the completion. But it looked like he threw it right to the defense.
Yeah, here with our Bullies replay again. He went back, better footwork this time, and just a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. So when that happens, usually there's a chance for the defense to make a play, and the Trojans were able to do that.
We get another look at that somewhere along the line. Joseph Page makes the interception. We want to see if we can see Platt. I think he may hit his throwing hand on a player or a helmet because he went limping off the field and holding his hand, and they're tending to him on the sideline. He may have hit his hand on a helmet or on a player, his throwing hand, and because he came up with a definite pain. We can see him on the sideline. He's still grimacing with pain. Martinez, Kalula chases him, and Martinez just had to, again, run for his life.
Again, outstanding defensive pressure by the Barons. They are just getting off the line of scrimmage, and I think they're just making, putting their ears back and just going for it. Here with our Bullies replay, untouched all the way through, and Martinez has to run for his life, get rid of the ball, and almost made a play there, but the pressure is just keeping him from being accurate at all with his throws.
How about these numbers for Martinez? The Rocket tells us he is 2 of 20 for a total of 3 yards. For 36 yards, sorry.
Wow, that sounds like me playing quarterback.
2 for 20. We got a good look at Kika Kalula while I was talking about those numbers. Look out. Bowled over. The ball knocked loose. And did they hit him in the face mask? They hit him in the helmet. That may be a penalty. Because you can see Martinez getting up and wondering what planet he's on. Yeah, he got popped in the nose pretty good. Let's see what our referee says about this. That looked to me like they swatted him, hit him on top of the head.
Yeah, I mean, they're here again, and just a little extra effort, a little more than was needed.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 0. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that'll wipe out the play as we have to hit the face mask.
Well, those things happen, but right now the Barons, they're the D linemen, they're just having a blast right now. I mean, it's just freewheeling. The Trojans, they know what they're going to do, and right now they have found no way to stop the pressure from the Baron defensive line.
The penalty will move it just out across the 15-yard line to the 16. 3 wide receivers left side, the top of your screen. See if Martinez can get any time to throw the ball. Maybe the splits in the offensive line aren't wide enough. Maybe that's it. What's that offensive line? They haven't given him much protection at all. Much better snap. The linebacker blitzes. Boy, Brent Kuntz coming from the linebacker, he was untouched.
Yes, he certainly was there. And a good play call by the defensive coaches of the Barons there. I think they're kind of confusing offensive line. Here with our Bullies replay, we see Brent Kuntz coming right through, untouched, nice blitz, and able to make the play.
Well, the Trojans, the problems they've had tonight, they have 3 first downs. 2 of them have come by way of penalty.
I really would like to see them use the short passing game. I haven't really seen any slant routes. The 5-yard stop routes are open there. So you'd like to see them at least try to build some confidence between quarterback and receiver.
Again, a delay of game. Trojans, it wasn't bad enough. They're going to be penalized again. We're in the third quarter. The Barons out on top by a bundle. There's the drag play across the middle. And that is Dan Ryan with the catch. So he's the safety. We saw him in the first half putting a lot of hits on people. He's now operating on the offensive side.
Well, again, here we are with our Bullies replay. Martinez feeling the heat, but able to get rid of it this time with some accuracy. Finally has someone on his team that's willing to help him out a little bit here. So good play there.
I think Martinez gets touched on every play. It seems like there's a green shirt or some hands on him. That'll be picked off. Look out. Ryan Johnson will run it back. The interception for the touchdown. This was just a little throw and catch and run.
Yeah, I think it's a little miscommunication here. It seemed like the receiver kept going. Wasn't even looking for a ball. He was going on the fly route. And maybe even Martinez might have missed the underneath there. But Just a poor throw. Again, the pressure is creating this, and the Barons are taking advantage of it.
So we tried the point after. Try to make it 48-8. Trout, since he missed the first one, has been perfect. We will take a timeout. We'll be back to the event center right after this. We're back looking at the kicking team. How about these numbers? The Rocket Ramsey keeping these numbers, JoJo. 7 interceptions tonight. That was the second for Johnson, his first touchdown. So maybe the defensive guys need to move to the offensive side. They're the ones catching the ball.
Well, it certainly looks that way. They're having more of a chance to catch the ball than the wide receivers. So, but we still have a lot of game to play. So we'll see if the Trojans get it turned around right here.
That one headed for the crowd as Trout powers it.
And we have a souvenir winner.
Yeah, we do. Look, hey, I'm taking that home and no problem.
Yeah, he looks like a future Baron.
How about this? 7 interceptions, 8 completions between the two teams. So the ball's been caught 15 times. Unfortunately, it's gone the other way, 7 of those. Well, I think there's a good future for the Barons because they have some quality players. It's all about getting on the field and working out the kinks. You can practice as much as you want, but this game conditions make a heck of a difference.
Well, defense still does win games, so the Barons are getting off to a good start defensively.
From their 20, the Trojans. Oh boy, I thought he went through him a little quickly too. Yeah, Brandon Cotter was there, although Martinez didn't deliver the ball as quickly as he should have, and you see Cotter climbing the back of the receiver.
Yeah, it might have looked like Martinez's ball might have got tipped. Let's see if.
Do you have a tip or no?
That's what the officials are asking.
Okay. Okay. 10 yards. Hey, spot foul. Okay. Pass interference. Defense number 5. Slide space to follow the foul. First down.
I'll tell you, the guys that have been on their game are the officials. They have done a marvelous job in this ball game. The head official asking, was the ball tipped or not?
Here we see it right here, and I know on the replay that
looked like he did get it.
Like he did get tipped there. So
Leyva, I think, got his hands on it. Well, that replay shows it.
Well, the Trojans need all the breaks they can get right now.
Well, that one bought it in the air. Look out! Oh my goodness! McAllister almost had another one. He tats his hat, saying, "Okay, my fault." But if he'd have found that in the air, there's no way they would have brought him down.
Here we are right now. He's coming up the field strong without any resistance. And, unfortunately, the lights might have took away his eyesight there for a little bit to find the ball. But just an excellent play by McAllister. And, again, Baron defense. You got to love it.
He's 6'4", 250. Leyva on the other side, 6'3", 245. A couple of bookends who really get in the backfield.
You know, and Dan, one thing you mentioned earlier, too, I mean, these are the Baron roster. It does have some very good players that had good college plays. And
we will take a timeout. Trojans take it. We'll do likewise. We're at the event center downtown. We'll be right back. Martinez on the snap. Now, he'll get some positive yardage, but not much. After he bounced off a couple defenders. Let's see if Martinez gets up. It's number 5, their quarterback, who is still down. And Martinez grabbing his right leg. We will find out if the Trojans, who came up shorthanded, we'll get another look at it first, but if they have another quarterback.
Yeah, here we are with our Bullies replay, and good toughness here by Martinez, but he might have just a little more than he can chew here, and I think we had a little late hit here too. So that's a lot of weight coming down on you in a tough situation. So I know how that feels, Dan.
Yeah, Devon Esteen is 6'3", 315. He's the guy who got to the party late. But how about how resilient is Martinez, getting up and shaking it off? That side wall, there was some give on it when it hit. Now, it's filled halfway with water.
Well, I got to give it to these guys again.
Oh,
They show a lot of toughness for being out here, and again, it's you have to just applaud them just because of the way they just love this sport, and it is a wonderful sport.
Now Martinez looks like he's going to go to the sideline for a little bit. The problem is they didn't tell us who number 1 is. We don't know who the quarterback is. We tried to get the information. We will see if the PA announcer, if Taylor Morgan knows who he is.
Well, we didn't know if they had a backup quarterback, but now we do. So let's see how he does.
Oh, it's Echeverria taking the snap. Timothy Echeverria taking the snap and getting positive yardage. So let's see. He's the wide receiver. Martinez out for a play, will come back in. So let's hope it's just temporary.
Here we are, just quarterback draw here, and nice run, and good tackle there, but good positive yardage there for the Trojans.
Yeah, Andra Berry coming up and closing in real quickly. Fourth and less than a yard. They've got to get to the 15-yard line to get a first down. Oh, Martinez threw that in traffic. I'm not sure just where he was throwing it. He had 2 guys in white shirts, but they'll turn it over.
Again, we're here with our Bullies replay. Actually, Martinez, again, just not on page with his receivers, and they had the receiver, the number 1 that we have not got a description on today, but he was open. He was looking for the ball, so it made Martinez double cock, and they just weren't able to complete the pass.
DeJovi Platt is back in. Remember, last time he went off, he was holding his right hand. Thought he was injured, but he's back and ready to go. And the Trojans a little disheveled right now, a little confused, late getting to the line of scrimmage. Boy, the defense was moving quickly. Platt throws down the sideline, intended for Bates out of bounds, and the flag was down. I thought the defensive guys were across the line of scrimmage way too early. Let's see what the officials saw.
Which guy? 4-4. Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, on the right defensive side, they were well across the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. It was Rudy Velez, number 44, as the official said, 4-4. That's who got in there too quickly. Platt. Oh, Witter with a catch. He has got soft hands. Scott Witter will get it just shy of the goal line as Platt put it on the line, and Witter pretty sure-handed.
Might be the best offensive play that we've seen from the Barons today. Here's Platt in the pocket with plenty of time, shows good arm strength there, and Witter going up the seam, willing to take the hit, make the catch, and then we have the Barons in business for another touchdown.
At the 1-yard line, Dan Ryan makes the touchdown-setting tackle, but it might not be for long. As we approach the 1-minute mark, we have 60 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Platt again scrambling. He fumbles the football, and it will be covered. I thought Eric Davis should have fallen on it, but he tried to pick it up and run with it, and Keithan Valentine is the guy who came up with it.
Well, I can kind of understand, his position. Here we see with our Bullies replay, because the Trojans, they need scores, so they can use some defensive scores themselves. But here, Platt here tries to scramble, doesn't put the ball away properly. You see it's hanging out there like a loaf of bread there, and the defense converged on him with the fumble. So they get a break there, but Platt's got to play with a little more poise there.
At the 7-yard line, after the scramble and loss, bad snap, and Platt can't cover it. And Velez picks it up, and he will be knocked out of bounds just shy of the 20. That'll be the end of the third quarter. Barons add 15 during the third quarter. They led 33-8. They now lead 48-8. We will take a timeout and be back for the final quarter after this. We start the fourth quarter, excuse me. Martinez on the run. Gets nailed, and Johnson almost had his third interception.
Again, great pressure by the Barons defense. I give Martinez credit by just trying to make a play here, but with our Bullies replay, we see him here. He's trying to buy a little more time here. Gets the throw, but he's able to just loft it up. And Ryan Johnson, you're taught as a DB to catch the ball at his highest point. He tried to do that. It might have went up a little too soon.
I could hear that thing quacking. It looked like a duck that was flying down the field. He was very lucky that ball didn't get intercepted. Oh, Martinez again, another miserable snap, and somehow will get the loose ball. I thought they had cured that to start the third quarter because he got some pretty direct snaps, but all of a sudden things have gone back to where they were in the first quarter when the ball wasn't getting directly back to the quarterback.
Well, the Trojans are certainly going to have to work on this between now and the next ball game. Obviously, you just can't get any offensive continuity going without the center snap.
Boy, they have big minus numbers. I don't know if they'll end up with positive numbers when this game is over unless they put on an offensive display here in the fourth quarter. Another snap that he has to reach for. And he runs out of real estate, and oh my goodness. The wall and the down marker and everything moved at the same time, and I'm not sure there's anybody strong enough down there to move it back.
That's what we're here to see. We got Martinez here with a bad snap.
Oh, so they did get it back. Sorry.
Rolls to the left here, and look at that pursuit. Boom.
I tell you what, I am glad to see the wall move a little bit.
Yes.
They did move it back in place, so that's good. Fourth, and let's see, the ball is about the 8-yard line, and they've got to get across midfield to the 21. So that is right about 21 yards for a first down. Oh, he had time to throw it. Throws deep. Wow. Marcel Legrone, defensive effort, but Timmy Echeverria can flat fly. That's the third time tonight he's gotten beyond the defense.
Yes, he seems like a very quality receiver here, and here's Martinez. It's good to see him get some time where he can show the talent he has throwing the ball. And there he is right there, and we have Legrone and Echeverria fighting for the ball, and Legrone's able to distract him enough for the Barons.
Man, look at him going to the barrier at the end, but that ball was well thrown. He finally got time. Well, Tom Peregrine is in for the Barons as they will take over on downs at the 9-yard line. He showed well when he was in the first half, came in the second quarter. Oh, he's going to be surrounded and sacked back at the 15. That'll be a loss of 6. Jacob Fierro got in there first.
Oh, no.
First chance we've had to mention his name, number 32, Fierro.
Here's our Bullies replay here, and here we go. The Trojans returning the favor with good defensive pressure, and they get the sack.
The grab of the face mask. That's why the flag came in very, very late. And Peregrine, you see him getting up, motioning to his face.
Going to let them know.
So with the penalty, it'll mark the ball just inside the 5-yard line. Still be first down, and it's goal to go. They took over at the 9. So first and goal from the 4, maybe 4.5. Peregrine throwing on the run and misfires. I noticed the defense for the Trojans, the 3 front guys are lined up. They had bigger splits earlier. They're coming almost as a wedge now coming up the middle. You can't see it right on that replay, but they do get in quickly.
Well, I think too, it's they're showing Peregrine hasn't shown the ability to be accurate on his when he's rolling out. So I think they're just trying to get as much pressure on him to make him move.
Moorhead was the intended receiver. Again, he's in motion. They pitch the ball. Valentine runs left. Did he get across or not? He got to the goal line, I believe. Yeah, they're going to mark him just short. So he is just about between the goal line and the 1 yard line.
Here with our Bullies replay, we just have a toss left, and Valentine, a very good runner, gets those shoulders upfield, and just misses getting into the end zone.
Third down, up the middle, and Valentine gets the payoff score. That time the offense got on the defense quickly, and with the quick count they score it. Make it 54-8.
Well, you know, Dan, the one thing that you can see with the Barons, offensively, is they do have some quality runners that they'll be able to build and have a very good balanced attack. We see it right here for the touchdown. Good lead draw, good toughness, getting those shoulders upfield, moving those legs, making sure that we get 6 points.
Valentine, 5'9", 200-pounder. The kind of bulk and size and squareness you need as a fullback, and that's what he did, ran right up the middle. They'll go for 2. Flag is down. Paragon will dive for the goal line, but let's see what the flags are about first.
Illegal motion, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the try.
Oh, that explains it. It'll come from the 7-yard line now. Charles Manu working as the center. They threw that one too quickly, and Witter didn't get there, so the 2-point conversion is no good. And the Barons will kick off.
You know, Dan, I would have liked to have seen them do the extra point just to give Trout some more action kicking the ball. It's something that they may need as the season progresses.
We've got a timeout. We will take it. We'll be right back. Trout trying for that single point. Will just miss. The crowd reacting to it. It's just off to the left, but that was really close. Barons have the ball, or excuse me, the Trojans have the ball. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Here's our Blues replay showing the kick. Excellent drive on the ball, and obviously he's got quite a leg. So, again, as I mentioned, I think he's going to have an opportunity to win some games for the Barons this year.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't wind-aided. See if the Trojans can get one more score and make this a little more interesting. They'll have a long bus ride back to Tucson. And maybe some long faces if they don't get another score. Martinez throws the fly. Again, intended for Echeverria. He has been his money receiver.
Yeah, nice souvenir for a young man.
They're going to make sure that they hang on to it.
Here's our Bullies replay, and obviously you can see with Martinez, he has a good strong arm, and he and Echeverria, obviously they do have some chemistry there, so they've come awfully close. They have gotten one touchdown, their only touchdown in the game, but they've come awfully close throughout the course of this game.
You wonder if there weren't so many bad snaps and Martinez was able to get the ball cleanly, would he be much more proficient? I think he would have. And again, another bad snap. He has to look down, look up, and then Johnson will have his third interception. Looking for running room. Gets it back to midfield. He'll go right down at the 25.
Well, Dan, one of the problems for Martinez all day long with our Bullets replay, as you'll see, the pressure of the Barons has just been there consistently. And right there on the replay, I guess his arm got hit there. But again, the pressure of the Barons has just been outstanding, and it causes another interception.
And had he been able to read it downfield, Valentine, you could see coming back after the interception, had beaten the defense once again, but Martinez had no time and could not see him. Peregrine stays at quarterback. Now, I think that was a lateral. You notice the officials didn't blow. The ball was thrown backward. It was mishandled, and then somehow the Barons came up with a loose ball. Figure that out. But I think it was a lateral to start with. Glenn Wallen picked up the loose ball and brought it forward. Boy, that's going to take some sorting out. But watch the play originally. Well, we can't see it from that angle, but he did throw it backward.
I thought it was a lateral, and obviously the officials did too. So, and here, it's interesting scramble here.
Yeah, Wallen, the intended receiver, ends up with the ball. He was the guy who kind of stood around and let it go because he thought it was an incomplete pass, but somehow he got it back.
Well, another play to put in the playbook.
Yeah. They'll get 8 on that interesting play. 2nd and 2. Same play the other side. And they will get the first down. The catch made by Lee Moorhead. Those walls are taking a licking. I thought the players would take a bigger beating than the walls are doing, but it's good to see the walls are flexible enough to move.
Yes, it sure is. And I got to tell you, Dan, with our Bullets replay here, that this is what I was hoping to see a little bit more from both teams, just working on the short passing game. And again, just to build some continuity, get used to moving the chains a little bit. So I'm glad to see the Barons starting to do this, and let's see if they can continue on with it and finish this drive.
A rare first down. Peregrine with the arm fake, then throws over the middle. Boy, wide open. Ryan Clifford with the touch.
Good play call.
Of the two quarterbacks, it seems like Peregrine has a little quicker recognition than Platt does. Platt's looking for the home run every time.
Yeah, I believe so. And we see here, replayed, nice fake out to the stop pattern, and defense went for it, and wide open right there in the seam. So was able to take it to the house. Good play by the Barons.
But no shortage of points on the Reno side. Yeah, they mishandled the snap and then the throw. Well, you can see Trout is not used to playing quarterback because he kind of floated that, and you don't do that in that kind of traffic. So the score remains 60-8.
Two-point conversion is no good, making the score your Reno Barons 60, Tucson.
And they had a good crowd, but most of them starting to leave now. They have seen an offensive explosion, but it's all on their side, and they don't think that the other guys are going to come back as we get a look at it a second time.
Here we see Trout. He's giving it a try. Can you say Garo your premium?
I just had the thought. I was waiting for you to put a period on that and say he threw the ball a lot better than the left-handed Yepremian did. The old Miami Dolphin kicker, who when he got back there, he looked pretty flustered, all right. You know Trout's going to give it a shot. This is the end of the field, the south end of the field, where you're not obstructed by the scoreboard. You get a good long shot at the uprights. Try to put another single up. You know, that is a 60-yard kick because he's at the goal line. The field is 50 yards. Add 10 of the end zone. We will see if he gets it done. Nope. It'll be tipped out of bounds at about the 5-yard line, so that's where the Trojans will get the ball. I'll give Tucson some credit, though. They came in very short-handed with 15 guys, and again, the scoreboard only reflects 8 points, but it's been a gutty performance because they have been really outmanned.
Yes, they really have, and you do have to give them credit for that. And you just hope that things will improve for them. I'm sure they'll go back to the film and see the things they have to work on. Again, obviously they have some offensive talent with Martinez, Echeverria, some other guys. So the talent is there. So hopefully they will continue to work hard and improve.
Again, Martinez, the quarterback, throws underneath. That is Dan Ryan. Did he catch it? No, he did not. But the great thing about that, you saw how quickly the Barons responded. They had 2 guys there immediately.
Yeah, here's our Bullies replay showing us Martinez here. Still a little quick. He kind of drove, extended that leg a little bit to take away his accuracy there. And as you mentioned, the Trojans, they know the pursuit's coming from the Barons.
Yeah, the nose of the football, you see how far down it was? He didn't really give his receiver a chance to catch it. Has a little time. Picked off. Brent Kuntz just dropped into the passing zone and filled a lane. He was right there, and Martinez never saw him.
Another great play by the Barons defense here with our Bullies replay. We see Martinez has plenty of time, steps into his throw, but Brent Coons right there. He's a local product from Douglas High School here in Gardnerville, Nevada, making a good play. Turned the ball over again for the Barons offense.
And I didn't see a white shirt in the area. I don't know where he was really throwing that ball. He had one guy deep, and I think it was Echeverria, but nobody close to where the ball was. Paragon, the quarterback, inside the 10-yard line at the 7. Oh boy, floats out, and that's a nice play, giving the receiver a chance to move, and Lee Moorhead will get the grab and go into his dance. Billy White Shoes Johnson started all that.
Yes, he certainly did.
Played for the Houston Oilers when there was a team in Houston called the Oilers.
Here's Paragon with our Bullies replay, rolling to his right and looking off the defense there and able to find his receiver for 6 points. Here we go, dance it, baby.
Keep playing the music. Well, Porter will spot it, and Trout will get it through.
I wasn't much of a dancer, Dan.
Even after you scored?
Even after I scored.
So the Barons race to a 67-8 score, and with 2:59 to go, and the guys from Tucson would just hope that clock would keep moving a little bit quicker. Well, Trout gets another shot at the single. I amazed the amount of points with really not big numbers offensively. I get, granted, it's a 50-yard field, and you're not always going 50 yards, but there haven't been really big numbers put on the board up except on the scoreboard.
Well, the best thing about the indoor football, Dan, is that when you have a dominating defense, it puts you in position to score a lot of points without having to go through the whole field. So they've had a short field for a great deal of this game, and fortunately, they've taken advantage of it.
The Barons have less than 100 yards passing. We will see add up their passing. I think they have less than 100 yards so far. Paragon's kick will be off the mark. It'll hit one of the walkways again up above. Well, Paragon has 67 yards passing. No, that's total. Paragon has 40 yards passing, and Platte has 27. So they only have 67 yards passing to go with the 67 points they put on the board.
And you promised me an offensive explosion today.
I did, but I didn't say it would be on one side. Well, it bodes well for their future because they have a solid team, and the opening game, they will get better. Football teams are always better the second week.
Yes.
It's historically true. They get out there and they finally get to hit somebody else that doesn't have the same color jersey they're on, and they improve and they get much better the second week than they are the first week. And that's scary if you're the Trojans looking at the Barons, and look at the crowd. They're all happy.
Yes, they are.
At the 20-yard line, Tucson again. They've got Echeverria at quarterback. And that pooch pass is intercepted by Del Bates, isn't it? No? Let's see who got that.
Yes, Del Bates.
It was Bates, yes. So Dell's played both sides of the ball like a lot of other guys. Local guy, makes good. And I'm going to be very interesting when we look at our stats in our post-game show as you take another look at this to see how many interceptions actually had tonight.
Well, here's our Bullies replay rolling to the right, and this is just just an ill-advised throw. There was no one open there, and a good play by Dale Bates to take advantage of that. And, well, that's one way for a wide receiver to catch the ball. Get an interception.
The only guy I would throw a pass like that to is LeBron James. Because he would go up and get it. Oh, mishandled Paragon, but does fall on it.
Well, Dan, the good thing about tonight is that the Barons have shown that they are, very strong at all three departments: special teams, offense, and defense. So they have demonstrated that tonight. So they have a lot to look forward to. If they continue to improve, I think they'll have a good chance to be a contender in the league.
At their own 23-yard line, 2 yards short of midfield. Well, Eric Davis had the runner wrapped up, but again, that is Valentine, and you said earlier he is a load to bring down, and he just runs into and over people.
Yes, he certainly does. The Trojans initially played great defense there. We see here with our Bullies replay.
Watch Davis at the end get in on him.
Davis is right there. Just didn't grasp him all the way, and that's just good strength by Valentine. He moves over. The linemen continue to help downfield. Nice cutback right there. Way to put his shoulders in and go for more yardage.
Furley Williams got most of the tackle. We've got a timeout. We will take it. We'll be right back. We had a good crowd here tonight, but as it approaches 9:15 or so, a lot of people have seen what they wanted to see, what kind of football this indoor football is, and what kind of team the Reno Barons have. And I think the people who left here have got to be very pleased with what they saw. A very dominating team. They need to get better offensively. They need to be much more efficient, but they will be. On the ground, again, Valentine. He got close to the first down. He needed to get to the 16. We'll see if he got there. They spotted the 16. That'll be enough for the first down.
Here's our Bullies replay. Again, a toss to the left, and here's Valentine. Good block there. Makes a nice cutback. Heads upfield, puts the shoulders down, gets a couple of more yards. Again, you like to see this with the Barons because, again, they seem like they have some quality running backs that can go along as they establish their passing game.
Valentine trying to go the other way, but rarely do you see a guy turn sideways and get that much yardage. Usually they always tell you to square your shoulders. The clock will run out on the Tucson Trojans, and the Barons start successfully, winning the opening game 67-8. in front of a darn good crowd here at the Reno Event Center. We'll take a timeout. JoJo and I will be back with our postgame show right after this. Once again, back, you see the teams at midfield saying a little prayer, huddling up. And, you know, the good thing about it is we had some people shaken up, but nobody got hurt. And you don't really know until you cool down. There's some injuries that happen that you don't know. But tonight we saw people jostled, hit pretty hard. They played, they went at one another, but everybody got up and walked away.
Yeah, safety's always first with football. I mean, it's a great sport, but obviously a high risk. And but I think both teams played very aggressive, played with a lot of animation, and you know, we had a good event here tonight.
I'd ask you in the pregame show, with 8 guys on the field on one side, 8 on the other, 85 feet wide, the field seems smaller. When you get those big bodies out there, it seemed even smaller than I had envisioned in my head.
Yeah, it certainly did, and you know what? Which to me makes it very exciting because you know, we have the big guys there. They're able to show that they can get into the plays very fast. We had some very good talent there from the linebacker and lineman positions, especially from the Barons, and they demonstrated a lot of speed and aggressiveness and able to make some big plays today.
You know, being a wide receiver, speed is all important. You can see in this ball game with Echeverria and a couple receivers for the Barons, when you look at Scott Witter, Moorhead, and Bates, their speed was there. It's all about quickness, giving the quarterback time to get to the wide receivers because they make the difference in this game.
Oh, they certainly do. But, you know, as much as we would have, I know I would have liked to have seen a little more offense. You know, defense is always ahead of the offense especially when you start with a brand new team. So we kind of have to expect the defense to flourish the way they did. Offense will certainly catch up, and I guarantee you we'll see some fireworks because, as you mentioned, there is some talent on this field from both teams, and they did demonstrate it a little bit there. So I know for the Barons, they have a lot to look forward to because they have multiple guys at different positions from the running back, quarterback, and the receiver positions that can get the job done on one play.
Pretty good on your opening game to put up 67 points. That's what they do in their victory. We'll take a timeout. We come back. JoJo and I will look at the numbers in tonight's game and wrap things up for you here from the Reno Event Center. Well, the crowd filtering out. You see the final score in the bottom of your screen, but the numbers are just very, very interesting as we get a look at them. JoJo, break those down for us. First downs, look at that.
Well, yeah, I mean, a whole game with 9 first downs combined. You know, again, it's first week of the season, and you know, offense does have to get on track. Again, both teams had trouble with their center snap, so that affected the offense tremendously. I mean, it's tough to get anything going with that, and we've alluded to that quite, you know, all day. Rushing yards minus 38. Again, the Barons' pressure was just great all day long, and that amounted to just only 41 yards passing for the Trojans, and only 67 for the Barons. But again, the Barons were able to score because they were on a short field. So, but the biggest thing you have to look at is the turnovers. The Trojans had 11 turnovers. So obviously it's very hard to win any kind of game with 11 turnovers, Dan.
And total yards, 3 compared to 100. And 100's okay. This is not a rushing game. We know that. It's a passing game. So the Barons can feel good that they ran for 33 yards because on any night, even if they ran up a lot more yardage, that would still be good enough. But some of the things you look at individually, when in the passing game, Martinez threw the ball 30 times. He completed just 3 of them. For the Barons, Platt threw 10 times, completed 4. Peregrine 10 times, completed 5, had 40 yards. He had the best numbers there. Here's what is just amazing to me. There were a total of 10 interceptions, and between the two teams, there were a total of 12 completions.
Yeah, that's a very you know, interesting ratio that you don't hear about very often in any type of a game. But obviously both teams have to go to work. Martinez, obviously, he was the Barons defense kept him off. He wasn't able to get started at all with the defensive pressure. The Barons, though, they were the same. I thought Platt was a little impatient with his throwing. Hopefully he will just look at the game film and see how there are some openings there and that he doesn't always have to go for the big play.
Well, the Barons will turn it around in 5 days. They'll be back at the Reno Event Center to play more football, so we will see how they do, the improvement between Game 1 and Game 2. For our entire crew, thanks for joining us. For JoJo Townsell, I'm Dan Gustin. Glad to be with us for the first game ever in Northern Nevada, indoor football. The Western Indoor Football Association puts on the ball game here in downtown Reno, and the home team, the Reno Barons, end up winning at 67-8 on a good first outing for them. We hope you join us in future games right here.